This week on the Face Off Hockey Show, we've got ourselves some sliding flyers, huh? Some sick McDavids, and not in the good way. He literally is ill. Man, more drama with Carolina and their ownership. The Nashville Predators just eliminating their ECHL side. And we have special guests and our Patreon pick of the week. So how do you like that? You like it a lot because you're listening to us. It's Face Off Hockey Show coming up right now.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. What? With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's another fun Face Off Hockey Show in your ear holes. I am indeed Scotty Waz. I am joined, as always, by my better half, Johnny P.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry. Still messing around with things. That's what happens when you throw together a studio in your kitchen in like 15 minutes.
And I have to tell you, it's a good thing that we had the Patreon Q&A today, or else we wouldn't have known that the downstairs computer was still fudged up.
No, so it was weird, all right? So I left the computer on. I turned it on this morning. I did all the normal things. Got home, restarted it, turned it on. Everything looked perfectly fine. Everything's running fine, except there's no sound. So I don't know if that's a soundboard going into the computer issue. Maybe the wire in the back got pulled out, and knowing me, I didn't take enough time to look. So I just grabbed shit and came up here. So yeah, I mean, I'm close. The refrigerator's right there. I've got a TV. I need to turn off some lights, though. I have lights on everywhere in my house right now.
Your energy bill's going to go through the roof.
So I got a shark this week.
What?
Yeah, I got a shark.
Like a
Does it have
like,
freaking laser beam on its head?
Yes.
There's Mark with a C right there.
Laser beam on its head.
Yeah.
No.
The Dyson
it
shark?
It has a little light on it that tells me it's on. So that's good. Is that close enough?
There we go.
Yeah, I got a shark. I didn't I had already cleaned my house. I'm just saying. I already cleaned my house. If I was better at this Scotty screen share thing, or Johnny showing shit on the internet thing, maybe I'd be able to do this a little bit better. But that right there is all the dust and stuff that the shark picked up the first time around my house.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. And I was like, it's amazing. Maybe that's the reason I don't breathe well.
I was going to say, have you been breathing better since?
So I feel like I need a good like 3 or 4 like cleanings of the house, but it's pretty sweet. It has this like dusting wand on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a brush, and it puts the dust into the air, and then the vacuum just sucks up the dust.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I got this too. This might make its debut on next week's show.
Ooh.
Got a new iPhone, getting it set up. That's kind of why I lost track of time. Not gonna lie. So yeah, it's being set up. I guess after the show, I need to hook it up to the iTunes.
Johnny, get to his BS really quickly. I mean, we kind of introduced Mark. We have a special guest too.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
we do.
Yeah, I'm here.
What a jerk I am.
Here, like my person is here, but you can see me. But my brain is
Brian
elsewhere.
thought that I bought an actual shark as well.
Okay, well, of course. Well, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Jen HL History Girl's here because she had nothing better to do with her life.
Jen HL History Girl would be awesome.
You're like the third or fourth person to call me that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you just said. Is that what you just said, or did you say
Yeah.
Jen?
I said Jen HL History Girl.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Am I going? Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's on. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear. I can hear Jen.
Perfect. She's here. Everyone's here. You know who else is here? All our fine Patreon listeners. Hey, we just did our Patreon Q&A. for the Ovi Award tier. And that'll be posted up after the show. We just did it literally before the show, so I haven't had time to download it and go from there. If you want to join our Patreon, patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow, and then that way we can somewhat be contractually obligated to answering questions of that sort. We have a new Patreon contributor, Mark. Mark
Yes,
from not you.
Oh.
No, it's Mark with a K.
Oh.
Not with a C. I would say if you're contributing to your own show, man, you don't smoke your own stuff. We learned that years ago. But Mark's our latest contributor. He is privy to the Langway reward tier, so he gets to pick the Patreon pick of the week, which is we'll reveal that a little later. Rob, Trista, those are two other folks who have contributed to the Patreon, as well as Ethan, Chris, Mitch, Angela, and Sean. Thank you very much. Patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow. Johnny, you got a shark. You're breathing better.
I got a shark. Yeah, breathing better is debatable.
You're sleeping at a rapid pace.
Yeah, the sleep stats. Some
which
of
I'm sure everyone outside of you love.
they've come down a little bit. They came down. What was it? What did I say? I slept for 8 hours and 37 minutes last night, and that brought down my average for the week. My average for the week is at 9 hours and 32 minutes over the last 7 days. How's Hudson doing? Am I beating Hudson this week?
Not today. That's for goddamn sure.
No? What a jerk.
No, I mean actually, you've been crushing Hudson. I should say that's the other way around. He hasn't slept at all.
No, that's what I mean. What a
That's
jerk.
what
It's like he's not sleeping.
Yeah.
Jerk's
So last night he didn't sleep much at all. And
Have you tried the vacuum cleaner trick?
Is that putting him
on a shark?
in front of the shark and letting the shark take him down?
No, it's the weirdest thing. Babies, for whatever reason, seem to love like humming, like those loud machine humming noises, like vacuums, like hair dryers,
like Crash Test Dummies. That song.
Yeah, and so one of the tricks that parents use is you turn on the vacuum, you just let it run, and then the kid falls asleep, and you can turn it off again.
I mean, we've tried everything else, so yeah. We'll
Have you driven around the neighborhood with Hudson yet? Does he fall?
Not yet, but I consider it today.
That is a Patanzo trait.
That is
tomorrow. Tomorrow might be the day.
what we had to do with my son.
Yeah, tomorrow might be the day that happens.
Jen, I thought you were going to say yes. That is a trait. I've hung out with Johnny 3 times now. He's fallen asleep in the car every time.
Yeah.
Then when the car he's out, it was a 15-minute drive. I don't know what happened.
Drinking happened.
Yeah, well, no.
He was singing one second and he was sleeping the next.
From the airport to the hotel.
No, that's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah. It's so bizarre. How bizarre.
But yes, I was gonna do it, but then I did it the last time I was on the show. I did a How Bizarre reference. I can't do 2 shows in a row for me with a How Bizarre reference.
Look, if you want to know the rest, buy the rights.
It's true. So the live chat says that Jen needs to come on camera. It's just weird hearing a voice, even if she has to go all Daft Punk and wear a helmet.
Look, I've had that discussion many a time, and she's like, "Stop it! Don't poke me with that."
Oh, hello. In the eye.
I can move over.
I got this too. I got an Echo. Echo Dot. So now I can be like Adam McClure and as cool as he is, and I can turn my lights on with my voice and off. The irony though is I only have one light, so
you gotta get Sean Paul to give you the light and get on the floor.
Give me the light. Yeah, but he also needs to add temperature, which I don't have in the house either.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm trying to move the chair and there's something in the way.
Oh, Jen's coming on. See, the live chat wins again.
Yeah, I guess.
There.
And I got this too. It's a mini smart plug.
A smart plug?
It's a smart Wi-Fi plug. So what I'm basically going to do is plug that in to where I plug the light in the living room. And then when I walk in the house, I'm going to be like, Echo, turn on the lights. And it's going to turn on the one light I have in my living room. And I'm going to be like, look how cool I am.
That's why I got you. That's why I kind of gave you the hat so you could wear it and
not feel weird.
Yeah.
You look great.
She looks fancy.
Every time I put on a ball cap, I feel like I'm going to rob a bank or something.
Well, I mean,
That'd be a
maybe you
ski
should
mask.
tell people that.
Right.
I mean,
I
I'm
just,
not.
I just feel like a shadier character in a ball cap because I never wear them.
I can't wait until the next NHL draft where you just wear a ball cap and hanging out with
Everywhere.
the ball cap and walking around and just staring at people.
I have
Dude.
a connection with the Stars, so I'm sure I could get my hands on one of their draft caps and just wander around in it all day long.
Connection with the stars.
Yeah.
The live chat also likes the fact
like-
that I can't ever say anything, but they added an H in my name, so I'm guessing they're not talking about me.
There you go.
They did
works.
say I'm great though, so that's probably me.
There it is. All right. So Johnny's
That's all
buying
my week. I'm
Johnny's buying
out for my
sharks
week.
and Black Friday and
I bought a
Cyber
shark and I bought an
Monday.
echo, so I basically have a shark and a dolphin in my house right now.
Echo the Genesis shout out.
See, this is the worst part: is I can talk about what's on the live chat, but I can't type because the keyboard's there, and by there I mean like 2 feet past my hands.
Mark's dealing with babies that are awake.
Yeah. I don't have anything. I mean, traveling. I think part of the problem was all the traveling. It threw our schedule off. Like we were fine before all the traveling, but traveling was fun. We saw Brittany's family for Thanksgiving. But beyond that, yeah, that's about all I had going on this week. John and Lynn and Frank came down to visit on Saturday.
Hey.
Or was that Sunday?
That was Sunday.
It was Sunday. Yeah, so Sunday they came down to visit. But that's it.
Nice.
I've not an exciting week, really. Not so much.
Joys of raising a child, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, I'm exhausted though.
Jen, how was your week? Did you have an exciting week?
I got an Urbe bobblehead.
What you did?
I got an Urbe bobblehead.
Already Urbe bobblehead, everybody.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have to run it over with your car in order to break it in?
One of the guys from Section 328 said, "Listen, I have this extra Urbe bobblehead, and I think my wife will pay you to take it from me."
Wow,
So
that is aggressive, but I love it.
yeah, his wife was not happy about the apparently about the bobblehead, so I got the extra bobblehead.
What was offensive? Was it the Latvian part?
I think it's just the fact that he has a whole lot of bobbleheads, and I think it was like creeping her out or something.
I can
don't
understand.
I don't entirely know the whole story, but basically she
taking
wanted.
over?
Yeah, I think so.
It was the NWO. The
She's-
bobblehead.
yeah, and then I got a bonus Jeff O'Neill bobblehead because he needed to make room for a new figurine, like a Ron. I think it was Ron Francis
Hey, there you go.
McFarlane figurine. So
Makes sense.
yeah,
This
I
is
got bobbleheads.
that's actually number like 745 on why not to get married.
Right? Why do you think I'm keeping the Oyo the whole thing over on this side? Which I'm pretty sure I
You
said
guys
last.
moved into a new house so you could have room for an Oyo.
And for her books, I will defend my Oyos, but I will not defend the fact that it's just for the Oyos.
as for the books too.
Yeah, she has a library in the other room. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a full-on library. I think I have 700 and some odd books in the house.
You know, I wanted when I finished my house, I wanted to put a one of those library ladders that you could like roll around on a track. But apparently they are super heavy and they destroy hardwood floor.
Yeah.
Ironic. I may or may not have said this last week. I spent like $75 on new Oyo. Did I mention that?
That's like an every
No.
week thing.
I bought some Vegas Golden Knights Oyos.
But they don't have the gray yet, right?
No, because they don't have that color gray yet. It's like that's interesting. Interesting, you don't have that color gray yet.
The dedication to
Yeah, exactly. Like no, they're like, yeah, no one in any sport uses that color gray, like that specific color gray. I'm just like, well, that's a dedication to getting it all authentic. But boy, howdy, are you missing out on an opportunity to have Chance the Lizard as your freaking like mascot leading tool. But whatever, it is what it is. And that wasn't even Black Friday sales. I bought that before the Black Friday, and then I bought another one today. I bought a Jonathan Taves Stadium Series all white Earthang Blackhawks.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You got an early Christmas present?
Which one?
The little The little Homer.
Oh yes, my Buddha Homer.
Lucky Buddha.
My lucky Buddha Homer, which is sitting on a donut. And he's just sitting there, just
That is
chilling.
awesome.
Yeah, Jen went.
Did I mention a couple weeks ago that the exhibit in the Walters that was new that I had never seen before was a full-on exhibit on Buddhas?
I think you did.
They were awesome. I never realized that there were so many versions of Buddha.
Yo, dog, I heard you like Buddha, so I'm gonna make an exhibit of a Buddha within a Buddha. Exhibit.
Is that the Smithsonian Museum?
No, the Walters Art Gallery in Baltimore.
Oh,
I
okay.
was gonna go with the Yo Dog. I heard your name's Walter, and you're in the Walters Art Museum.
That's a good one too. Yo,
Exhibit.
dog, I heard you like impressionist pieces, so I'm gonna do an impression of an impressionist artist. Hit my ride.
I don't know
This is
who.
basically the part where I walk away from you in real life.
Yeah, essentially. She's just like, all right, well, I'm leaving now. Yeah, our week was pretty bleh. We had hockey, and that was about it. We had a turkey, and that was about it.
Kitty had surgery.
Yeah, the cat had teeth surgery today. Son of a bitch. He doesn't like, he came out to eat and then he went right back under the bed. So he's not fond of us at all.
No.
So he looks like a real hockey player, though. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he'll ever let us close to him again. Any case. All right, that's it. So we get to the part of the show where we actually have to talk hockey. Not contractually, but somewhat have to talk a little bit about hockey because that is the name of the show. Okay.
Sorry, plugged it back in.
There it is.
Here we go.
Yep.
See what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
I will say this: the
All right.
the score.com has gotten really terrible about their website because they've transitioned every highlight as a video package on their main page, so you can't get news there at all.
Mm-mm.
So
That's
I only got one injury, and it's a rather big one, and that's Matt Murray, a lower body injury. He is week to week.
I actually I was watching that game.
Yeah, little groin injury.
Well, no. So what's really cool this year, and I don't remember it occurring in the past, but since the Comcast stations have gone to NBC stations, NBC Sports Washington is showing games from other NBC sports channels now.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I get a bunch of the Flyers games. I was getting games from
Probably San Jose.
it was an out west. Yeah, there's definitely an out west team. I thought it was I think it is San Jose that I can get games from also. And they just randomly show up on nights that the Caps aren't playing. So that Flyers Penguins game was actually on CSN or NBC Sports Washington. So I got to watch it, and it was such a random, innocuous thing. Like Voracek got the puck by the boards, one-on-one, going in to make a move, lost an edge, and like literally slides into Murray.
Wow.
And then he comes off the ice.
Matt Murray, Rick DiPietro levels now? Are we getting to that point?
Not
with
yet,
him?
because he's won something.
That's true. Well, I meant injury-wise. Stability.
I mean, we're not playing. Is Matt Murray injured yet?
Well, no, because I haven't made that stinger yet.
That's true.
But he's been injured a lot, and there's no safety net there. Tristan Jerry is their back. Jerry!
Tristan Jerry Naylor.
Yeah, exactly. Debits, credits. Goals against, goals for. Goals against, goals for. And then something called a Casey DeSmith is their backup.
DeSmith?
D Smith. D-E. Big D. Haha, ladies. Little E. Big S. Hey, ladies. And then little Myth.
With a Y or an I?
I.
Little
Mike.
Myth would be a good rapper name for a child.
Little Myth. Little Myth. It's great.
Yeah. But I don't understand that DeSmith last name. I don't understand.
It is a
Don't get it.
bizarre.
Because unless there's a town named Smith, the last name Smith
I would think it's
came from
of
blacksmith.
Portuguese descent.
Yeah, but they wanted to be different. I mean, how many Smiths are there in the world? He's a Dismith.
I mean,
That's
there's
true.
a Smithtown, New York, Smithfield, Virginia,
Smithfield Bacon.
Smithfield, Rhode Island, and a Fort Smith. There's a Fort Smith in California.
This is good, actually. We
But
should
there's
start
no-
a segment, and ask if their backup goalie is still playing in beer league or not.
Yeah, so the Penguins have some goaltending troubles.
Shea Weber's
Well,
out
is
for
it-
his sixth
I mean, the
game.
Vegas Golden Knights were at that level too, right? Like,
Shea Weber's out for his 6th game, which is a career high for him.
Career high 6 games, as I'm just hearing now. You have to speak up. You have a microphone.
what
No,
is
we should have
what
Todd
does Shea
Butts.
Weber have?
I think it's a leg.
Leg. I want to say it's a leg injury, some sort of. I don't know.
Is
I
it
haven't
an
been paying
actual
attention.
leg injury or is it a lower body injury?
Probably an LBI is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
And luckily, that's our Patreon pick of the week: injuries and coaches. So we'll get to that here.
I
in a
read
second.
rundowns.
Attaboy. Appreciate it. I put a tireless 15 minutes into it.
I really only read it because you send it. Like, if you're gonna put in time to send me something, I'm probably going to read it. Outside of that, like, there's zero research. Like,
That's fine.
I literally just talked to you about all of the hockey I watched this week, and it wasn't even the Caps.
I give you the tools to watch and the tools you need, and then you make it up as you go along, as a real news outlet would.
Now, I will say that some nights, when I've got nothing to do, I turn on NBC or NHL Network, and I just listen to the Talking Heads for like an hour or two, and then I go to sleep at 8:30.
This
So-
isn't my beautiful house. It's not that Talking Heads, right?
I
sometimes,
admire your
actually.
ability to do that because I can't listen to them. I can't do it.
I like Kevin Weeks, but goddamn, is he over the top now every now?
You
and then.
know who I like a lot on NHL Network is Mike Johnston.
Oh, love Johnston.
Yeah.
Johnson. Mike Johnson's good.
He's
Everyone
really
else-
good.
By the way, did you notice like their anchor guys, like for a rookie coming into the league, they say "Welcome to the National."
Yeah.
How
They-
clunky is that?
So the problem that I do have with the NHL Network is that they are too I don't know if cliched is the word to say, but they're too like in the know, I guess. They're
Too
they
inside?
act like they act like a group of people who played hockey. And they
yeah, I
don't
can get
act
that.
like a group of people who watch hockey. You know what I mean? Like, they don't come on and talk to you like, hey, you're a fan. They come on and talk to you like you're literally sitting in the dressing room with people, and everybody's like, I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, that's what I hate about the anchors is that they it's too inside baseball as the term would inside hockey, not the Kevin Greenstein site, but inside hockey.
I feel like some of it is like in jokes or something that we're not in on.
But
Yeah,
we do
well,
it. And it
that's-
works.
No, but I agree with that completely. Like, it's the same thing where, like, it's a thing where they make jokes that probably everybody in the locker room knows what they're talking about, but not us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it's not stuff that ever leaves the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And they wonder why people think they're alienating fans. Here we are.
Well, it doesn't help that they don't really develop any programming either.
Oh yeah, no, the programming is, hey, it's on the fly for 12 hours. Then the pregame show with what's EJ Hradek and another
And then a
jobber,
game.
and then a game, and then on the fly for another 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then, oh no, sorry, Hockey Central at noon. They pick up Sportsnet's coverage.
And
of
they-
that shit.
But they used to do like a little half-hour show like called Behind the Mask. It's on YouTube. It was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, they used to have regular shows, but TSN then produced. That's when TSN owned the NHL Network rights
Yeah.
and produced it. Now with ML Bam,
Yeah. We got nothing.
nothing.
Is Mike Johnson that's on the NHL Network the same guy that played for the 80 Olympic team, or doesn't he coaches, right?
Yeah.
He's a college coach somewhere.
Mike Johnson, young guy.
The guy that played for the 80 Olympic team. Isn't he a
That's-
coach?
that's
He's
Ken.
like a women's hockey.
Is that Ken?
Who
Is that-
who am I thinking about?
I don't know who the hell you're thinking of.
The guy who scored the first goal in the '80 Olympics, I'm
Mark
pretty
Johnson.
certain was Johnson. Mark
Mark-
Johnson. That's
Mark
who it was.
Yeah. Mike
Yes.
Johnson played for the Maple Leafs and Phoenix Coyotes.
So Mark Johnson is the coach of the Wisconsin Badgers women's team, I think.
Very possible. Let's look this up.
I love Bucky Badger.
Okay.
I love that. That's what you came up with.
I can't help it. That's my favorite college mascot, Sassy Badger.
Sassy Badger. Badger don't give a shit about nothing. Come on, women's hockey. Give me a second. Arlington. Dun, 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 dun. They were in DC this weekend.
Playing who
They were playing Northeastern.
in DC?
Yeah, the DC tournament.
Oh, I was like, isn't Northeastern in Boston area?
Yeah, and you are correct. Mark Johnson is the coach of the women's team. Good job, Johnny. But yeah, they played
Thank
in
you.
a thing called the first.
That was
game of
actually a pretty deep pull. I feel
Yeah,
like
it
I
was
should
very
get
good pull.
Yeah.
Get a little bell for that.
my college hockey knowledge is insane.
College
ever since I
hockey
had to go through
insider, Johnny
every
T.
single team and figure out how many characters the mascot had and the team name had.
No, it was a tournament called the D1 in DC tournament.
Who plays in
Int-
this?
I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
And where do they
Um,
play? Because that's an interesting, is that a Verizon Center thing? Or is that I mean, I don't know rinks in DC, obviously. Maybe there's a rink somewhere that they would play,
They
but
said Arlington, so I'm assuming it might have been Kettler.
Arlington, yeah, I bet you it is Kettler. Kettler does make a lot of sense. They have a lot of tournaments at Kettler.
Yeah. Let's see. Come on, where's the D1? It was Wisconsin, Minnesota State, Mankato, Boston University, and Northeastern, were the teams this year, and it was at Kettler Iceplex.
Okay. Am I the only one that realizes that none of those teams are near DC?
I'm trying to think of the closest women's team to DC, and I want to say, God, the closest women's D1 school. That's a good question in DC. I almost want to say it's RIT or Robert Morris.
Is
in
Robert
Pittsburgh.
Morris
That's actually Robert Morris is in Pennsylvania, though,
Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even remotely close either.
No, but that's probably the closest you can get. Can I get a ranking? Can you give me a goddamn ranking here, people? Give me something. Give me team names. Here we go. Thank God.
A lot of the teams I know that are close aren't. They're club teams, so
Yeah. Sacred Heart is an independent D1 team.
that's not too far away.
Hockey East is Boston College, Boston U, Connecticut, Maine, Merrimack, obviously, New Hampshire, Northeastern, Providence, or Vermont. CHA is Lindenwood Lady Lions. Lindenwood is. And South
God,
Charles,
I love alliterations.
South Charles, Louisiana. Mercyhurst, Penn State, RIT, Robert Morris, and Syracuse.
Penn State might actually be
Penn
closer
State
to
could be the
Robert Morris,
closest.
but that's cutting hairs at that point.
Well, then because I think Union's in New York. Brown, Clarkson, Colgate, Cornell, Dartmouth, Harvard, Princeton, Quinnipiac, RPI, St. Lawrence, Union, and Yale are in the the ECAC, and the WCHA is Bemidji, Minnesota, Minnesota Duluth, Minnesota Mankato, Ohio State, St. Cloud, and Wisconsin. So I think Penn State is the closest of the women's D hockey teams in the DC vicinity. So there we go. And there's your weekly women's round. That was the first loss of the year for Wisconsin, the number one team overall.
Huh.
I'm
I'm still kind of happy that I knew that he was the coach of the women's team at Wisconsin.
That was Christ, what was that pool that you had? What was that goaltender pool that you had a few weeks ago?
Oh, that was crap. Lyle will probably remember when he comes on.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. It'll come to me at some point.
Yeah, that was a hell of a pull because I just erupted. I almost did like an and one thing where I ran onto the court.
I
By
should
the
have
way,
like put it in my phone as like a note
well,
so
hold
that I
on.
would remember it. It could remind me every Wednesday.
I have it in my show notes here. I'm pretty sure. All right, Strong, ship, trading cards, analysts.
That was when we were talking about draft picks from the 2004 draft, I think it was.
Yeah,
And
it was.
who did I bring up? It was the Flames goalie draft pick. It
was Leland Irving.
Yes, Leland Irving.
It was a Leland Irving pool. Now I remember. You said Flames draft pick. There it is. All right. By the way, Gabe Landeskog suspended 4 games for cross-checking Matthew Tkachuk upside the head.
This was fantastic.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of people who said that he was only getting a phone interview to ask him why he didn't hit him harder.
Is Matthew Tkachuk the like Ty Domi, like Sean Avery player of this generation? Like
I'd say current generation Barnaby.
Yeah.
Agitator, but can score at times too.
Yeah, but that's where the agitator's moving to, like, right?
What was that?
That's where the agitator role's moving to. Like, you have to be able to still score. Like, you can't just be somebody who goes out and agitates and fights people anymore. Like, you have to be able to play hockey and score goals.
Yeah, Christoph Holywall's not walking through that door. Thank God, because he's big and Polish.
There's a VCU drop on the live chat.
Wow, Virginia Commonwealth, shout out. Ain't they the Rams? I don't know.
Well, you mentioned them. Apparently, they have a women's team.
Are they D1 though?
No, it looks like Club VCU.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad club to be in. Club VCU, Jesus.
Well, it's not. It's not Club VD or anything like that.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong.
VDU would be the worst place to be.
Virginia Dominion. There it is. All right. Well, speaking of some kind of injuries, our Patreon pick of the week, and if you want to get on the pick, you got to get yourself in the Langway tier of the Patreon, patreon.com/faceoffhockey show. If you don't want to be in the Langway division, you can get into the Ute division, get a little dollar shout out for yourself.
A dollar shout out, I feel, is the way to go.
Dollar shout out is most for your value. I don't know what that even means. Like, it's a quarter. Like, we do it 8 times a week. 8 shout outs a week.
Yeah, but it's cool. Like, we make money off the deal, and you get to hear your name on the show.
Exactly. Why else would you do it? That's why Johnny just goes to the live chat now. Doesn't credit people.
True story. Because got money, sucker.
Gotta make that fat cash, son. Straight cash, homie. All right, so we put up.
How am I gonna have a shark if I can't make money off of this show?
Look, that Blog Talk Radio money can only go so far. We got a little baby on the stage now, and we can get his transparency about it.
Oh,
I'm gonna assume my microphone doesn't work.
Nope, you're good.
You're good.
Holy smokes! It's been over a half hour. I muted myself. What is the deal here?
You actually maybe got it to work.
I think he looks bigger than the last time he was on the show.
Yeah, he's much heavier.
Much heavier.
How is the shots? Is that why he's being a jerk store right now?
I don't think so. They were too long ago. But his first round of antivirus vaccines, the first security update went well.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So the next batch of virus definitions is in 2 months. Right, buddy? Yeah.
Just wait until kindergarten.
Oh yeah. Kindergarten, all those shows.
He's actually he's very much a Patanzo. There's video of him snoring already.
There you go.
Yep,
he's set it off. He's ready for the Hitchcock news. He's ready for this debate about injuries. You know, everyone else says
he doesn't sleep. There's that. Look, he's wide awake. Look, say hi. There he is.
Look at him go.
Go to sleep.
Sean Leahy loves the fact that he still has red hair, by the way.
Yeah.
He told me, though. So I don't know what that meant. Like, he texted me and let me know. So,
like Mark loving the kid with the red hair. Hangs up. Not even a phone call, it's a text. I'm gonna hang up or whatever.
Like, I'll hang up and listen.
All right, so yeah, I'll hang up and listen. Patreon pick of the week. Last week we talked about Ken Hitchcock's whole thing about disclosing injuries. Paul Maurice rebuffed, saying, "No, let's actually disclose them more." Let's just just say it's a body injury and go from there. And then
you mean close them more, not disclose more.
Oh yeah, no, close them more. Just close it up more. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it out. Hang it up. Mark's tangled up in the... There you go. He's gone. So anyway, Ken Hitchcock said, "I think collectively, we collectively hate playing the game. What I mean by that is we say upper body, then you go on the phone and then you look up things, or you go to the doctors to find out what part of the upper body. We try to make your work easier, quite frankly." And he discloses all the injuries, not just the upper body or what have you. Hitchcock says that the team is giving the information to the fans and helping selling the game in a non-traditional market. I don't know how that sells a game in a non-traditional market, in all honesty. If you're disclosing, or just saying, "Hey, he has a broken finger," or "Hey, his wrist is a little wonky." Like, how is that selling a game in a non-traditional market?
Mm.
Ken Hitchcock's.
I mean, I have thoughts on this, at least.
Please.
My thought on this is that the NHL should disclose injuries, and if for no other reason, because the NFL doesn't as well.
So despite the
right, like, well, no. So the NFL, right? They kind of have to because of betting.
Mm-hmm.
Right, all the betting that goes along with it. You have to say somebody is out this week and why they're out, really, right? But the NHL should also be like, "Hey, this is why somebody's out," and they should. I think it comes down to being like even more personable. Maybe, I don't know. Is that the way to?
Do you want to get into specifics? I guess. Do you think that being specifics is the way instead of this vague upper body, lower body thing?
Well. So my problem with it is the reason that people don't get into specifics is because other players can target that, right? I mean, there's no other real reason.
Right, but that's something Hitchcock said he doesn't believe.
Right, but if there's such honor and whatever that they say in the game right now, why would that matter?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's one of those things.
Now, what really comes down to is that there's not the honor anymore in the game that people are saying there is.
Oh, yeah.
If there was, we wouldn't have the headshots and we wouldn't have all the other crap that went on.
You wouldn't have Matthew Tkachuk getting cross-checked to the head.
So maybe that's more of the problem, is that people like Hitchcock are seeing the game slip away from what it was and is trying to keep it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Jen, your thoughts on, does it matter to disclose?
I think it makes them more human when you disclose the injuries, and I think that's a problem the NHL has, is humanizing their players. And I guess this is one way to go at it. But
of the four biggest sports leagues in the United States, I would have thought that the hockey players are the most human of all of the four major sports.
No, not in terms of,
I guess, how you define human.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of, is it just their off-ice work? Is it their personality as a whole? Because their personality is like white. I talked to two kids today, and they were like white toast.
Yeah.
Like, it was not done, little crispy.
Well, but hockey always prides itself on players are like machines, right? Like, he's playing with a broken toe, and so-and-so's playing with, a fractured wrist. And
the Gregory Campbell thing is going to live on in infamy.
Yeah, and so there's a sort of this mentality that hockey players are the toughest. They're machine-like. And I think that it's a dangerous attitude, and it raises dangerous expectations. And I think this is a good way to combat that. That players don't necessarily have to
become really, really dumb.
Yeah, like players don't have to try and hide concussions as much. They don't have to try and hide the broken finger as much,
Do you think, Jen, though, that like part of the concussion spotters and stuff like that is because of the culture of hockey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The culture is, first of all, people didn't really, the teams didn't really want you to think that you had a concussion. They didn't want you to know what a concussion was. And if you had one, well, then you just had to suck it up and keep playing. And the league has claimed a lot of innocence that they really don't have on this issue, going back ages and ages, including helmet safety and allowing players to wear unsafe helmets. And
Well,
this
the
is
NFL
their,
has too, right? But they've
Yeah.
actually kind of owned up to it some in the
yeah.
past, in the like couple
Yeah.
years.
And so I think we need to get to this point now where we acknowledge that players are not these superhuman athletic beings that we want them to be, that they're not these machines that, you know, you just change the batteries and they keep going.
Yeah.
I agree.
The Paul Maurice doubled down, or he said, someone asked him, you're not allowed to tell anybody what the doctor knows, Paul Maurice said. They've got laws. People can get sued for letting that kind of information out. I don't really have the right to come out and tell you how a guy is feeling, but we do anyway. I would think on average that somewhere between 9 and 11 players, about half your hockey team, every single night has something they're dealing with. Bone bruises. I've had a guy play with cracked ribs. I don't know. I don't want anybody to know that. But he did say the concussion should be spotted. I do think we have a responsibility to show our league that our league is handling them in a certain way.
See, he's partly right, because he's absolutely right that if the doctor says to the player, hey, you have a hairline fracture in your cheek, that's between the player and his doctor and the team, as the team needs to know about it for treatment. That's where
And insurance purposes.
and
as
insurance purposes. That's the legalities of it. That's the HIPAA form that you all sign when you go to the doctor that says, you know, my doctor's not going to go blab at the grocery store, hey, you have a kidney stone, whatever. So he's partly right. But the rest of it, I don't know. I have a hard time. Why? If the guy admits to having cracked ribs himself, then you're no longer legally obligated to keep it secret.
So then, does the question actually go to a player from now on then? Because the player can talk about himself. Like, I can go into the grocery store and be like, I have kidney stones.
Yeah.
So
once the player comes out with it, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Can we do
Is
all
it-
interviews in grocery stores from now on? Because I like the sound of this.
That's fantastic.
I
love it.
agree.
Yeah, once the player has signed off on releasing the
I
information.
mean, hell, the next show I might be in a grocery store. Who knows?
There we go. There it is.
Apparently, my basement doesn't work much anymore.
Yeah, once the player has acknowledged it publicly, there's a lowered expectation of privacy regarding it. So just because you know that this player has cracked ribs or a fractured foot or whatever, doesn't mean that you need to know all of the specifics of how they're being treated for it. It
No,
doesn't mean
I-
you have
yeah, that's
access
fine.
to that information, and
And
nor
it's not
should
like
you.
People want that information anyway.
I mean,
Well,
do we really need to know
So
that?
do we want reporters to be asking every player if they're injured?
We
Now-
had that again. We had that today at the press conference.
Yeah.
But what's the history of injury reports? Like, I don't understand what the point ever was. Well, why does anyone need to know this stuff? I feel like it started in
Gambling.
football with gambling, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly why. So what? Like, why do we even still do it? The whole point is to eliminate
Gambling.
gambling from the
Well,
game. So why?
yeah.
What? Like, why do we even still provide? Just the coach can be like, he's hurt, and then everybody can move on.
But the problem is right now we live in a 24-hour information cycle, and we want to know everything that's going on.
He's
My
still hurt.
information
Next
cycle
question.
is probably between 14 and 16 hours, to be honest.
I'll set the scene for you today. We had it was weekly press conference for UND, and Coach Barry goes up to the dais, and someone asks him what's the condition on injured players. Goon.
Of course.
And he said, Cam Johnson will be playing. And this one guy, Goon, just goes, how about Joel Janatuinen? Maybe. Trevor Olson? No. Like, he was naming through all the injuries. And, like, that kind of stuff is a bit, I'm sure the coach wants to wring the reporters' necks. So,
But here's the question, though. That's the question that I have, though, is would you rather the reporter asks the coach that question, or go to literally every player on your team?
I think you can get around it if the player signs a release that says you can release X details about my injury or a future injury, then it's covered. Legally, they're covered. Then the team can just put out a daily condition report and say player A has bruised ribs, player B has a broken finger, player C has the flu, and that's all you need to do.
Well, shit. At this point, why even have the coach answer these questions? At this point,
Exactly.
the doctor is on the payroll of the coaching staff. So put him up there.
To be fair,
that's the point.
Give the doctor a Twitter account.
Well, hold on.
Ask
Even the
him what-
doctors. Look, even the doctors can't get it right because they said Sidney Crosby was fine, and then he had mumps 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Well, mumps they're a very fast-moving virus.
He had a jaw the size of chipmunks.
It was fine. It was concussion syndrome.
But in all seriousness, why is the coach answering these questions? It's not. It's up to the coach and the player at the end of the day, and the doctor, obviously. But why not designate someone if the press truly needs to have the answers to these questions? Designate someone that they can talk to on their own time if they wanted to call someone in the front office that gets the daily status reports and can answer the questions, so they don't waste everyone's time with a press conference.
What are they going to be able to write about though if people?
And I think that's their scoops. They just got to call somebody else.
Well, and part of the problem though is some of the media in some of the markets is incredibly
incorrigible.
Incorrigible, almost stalker-like.
Yes.
Stalker-like.
And I think we need to discourage that as well.
And I think it goes to the coaches because the coaches are the most readily available at any given time after practices, after games, before games, such and such.
Well, they also become the spokesperson for the team, no matter what. Right?
Well, my point is, why set the precedent? If you want to ask about strategy and how the team played, then ask the coach. If you want to ask about something else, then send somebody else up there to answer those questions. If the coach answers the questions, that's his own fault. Send somebody else up there for those questions. The only part of the interview that we ever see is the coach because that's the most interesting part that gets televised. That's not the only part of the press conference. Have somebody else answer those questions.
I would have no problem if the PR guy got up there and said, okay, here's today's condition report. Player A, player B, player C. No problem. Because they know exactly.
Outside, it's sunny.
Yeah, exactly. They know exactly what they can and can't release. They're very good at, the whole no comment, redirecting the question, whatever.
That's the PR guys are very good at what they do.
Yeah, so why not let them do it?
And the SIDs and such, they are very good at what they do.
Jason Hadju, who's the SID at UND, is fantastic. He's on top of things, makes sure you know all the information. Even the stuff we're not supposed to know, but he knows that we're smarter than that.
I utterly loved the press release or the write-up or whatever it was this weekend where he used the 90s songs with people's names. That was fantastic.
Does that all the time.
He does it all the time. He when Gord Downey died, he did a whole
Tragically Hip.
All of them were Tragically Hip references. I mean, every week it's puns, it's music, puns, it's
good stuff.
Yeah, we can
count
on
a lot of time on his hands, is what we're saying. And also, let's be honest, you can't go to the players either because they won't say anything.
They won't really want to.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you go to the players, right, the players are able to tell you. If they don't tell you, then oh well, you can't get the answer.
But the player can just be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play."
Well, the problem is the market like Montreal or Toronto then, or even Edmonton. You have these obsessive stalkerish behaviors by the media who aren't going to let up. Mm-hmm. So letting them talk to the players is not going to help at all. It's
punch them in the throat.
Worse.
And then
that's the best way to take care of anything. Quick throat chop.
Well, I mean, look, Carey Price is the one who played through an injury, and he said it was the worst decision he made this year.
Yeah.
Aside from not signing that long-term deal on a team going nowhere.
I actually liked that a lot. I like that Price came out and was like, yeah, coming back too early was dumb.
Yeah, the fact that he played through warm-ups and his whole reasoning for it was noble, saying that he didn't want to throw Al Montoya in there cold because it happened at the end of warm-ups.
Yeah.
So you don't want to throw a goalie union guy under the bus in that whole situation. But I think if more players were transparent about it, they wouldn't have to go to the coach. And you can't get the doctor up there because then you have the confidentiality thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, you definitely can't talk to the doctor.
And the doctors are not trained
No.
to handle this
The
level
press.
of media.
Yeah.
No, you got to have the PR guy do it. I think
Maybe in
it's-
Carolina. Like if Luke DeCock wants to talk something about that, then fine. He just talks to Luke DeCock.
No, but
Who else
the
cares?
doctor in Carolina is the PR guy.
Wow, that's you know
Yeah.
what? Cost-cutting measures.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next point. Boy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen, are the Carolina Hurricanes a goddamn tire fire? So Jen sent me this today, before the show went on the air, and apparently there's some more drama llamas for the Peter Carmano situation. Now, Chuck Greenberg, who was the original buyer, is still looking for investors, but he also allowed Mr. Carmanos the ability to go ahead and talk to other people, and then
Are you
talking to other
truly
people.
considered a buyer if you have to turn around and say, "All right, now everyone give me money"? Like,
Well,
It's
I
not
mean,
uncommon.
it's not uncommon at all.
Yeah, I know, but it's just crazy. Like, I could go buy the Carolina Hurricanes in theory right now, but then turn around and be like, "All right, I don't have the money to do this. Can somebody pay me to buy
Hey,
the Hurricanes?"
What was that? That 30 for 30 on the Islanders guy.
Yeah.
That
The
was
Ponzi scheme?
that little Ponzi scheme dealie.
Yeah.
So Greenberg
Oh, so
said
it's
in
been
late.
done before. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, no, Kevin Connolly did the whole documentary on it for the 30 for 30. Then he talked about Ari. It was really weird. And then you said something, Jen. You found something that Carmanos thinks he's ready to step down as a managing partner.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay on as the primary owner or not. I haven't made that decision. I'm selling the team, but I still want to be primary owner, but maybe I don't.
You're not selling. You're selling the team. You can't be.
You know what this is? This is I'm selling the team and I'm going to be the primary owner.
Yeah.
It's Roger
Oh,
Dorn.
shit. It hasn't
It's
gone
Roger
for it.
Dorn.
I'm not able to sell the team right now. I'm selling the team. I may or may not be the primary owner. I mean, give this 2 months and he's selling the team outright and you will never, ever hear from him again.
God
I'm
willing.
selling the team, but only if I can move it to Miami
Exactly.
after I buy it back.
I'm selling the team king for life.
I'm selling the team, but as of 8:45 this morning, I reactivated myself.
Is it too soon for Roger Dorn poster night?
Oh my gosh.
Too soon for Peter Carmanos Jr. poster net? That'd be great.
Oh Lord.
That'd be a bobblehead they would love.
It's just money.
Just a stack of money with a receding hairline. Nashville, the Predators eliminated their ECHL affiliation with the Norfolk Admirals Tuesday night. Out of the blue, after 6 months, this deal was signed in May, and after 6 months, everything is gone. Now, the Norfolk Admirals have been going through a lot of changes, new ownership group. That's not
Could it
local.
really have gone downhill that quickly, though?
Yes.
Yes. They fired their radio guy in the summer.
On
They-
the theory that they didn't need radio.
Yep, they didn't need radio broadcast.
Did
Then
they contact Sean?
They could have contacted Sean. He would have gave him great rates. 1-877-913-9739.
God, I hope that still goes to Sean.
They fired the team president, who was the only executive with any kind of prior hockey experience. He was the assistant general manager in the Islanders organization. Then he was like the general manager in the AHL before that. So they fired him. Then the Predators are just like, you know what? Screw it. We're not going to put any of our AHL guys in your ECHL system. They're going to Atlanta, and we're pulling the plug on this thing.
Well, the team also had attendance.
They had 545 people come out to an event just recently. So a game, and that Norfolk Scope holds 8,000 people. So 545 in an 8,000 building, I don't have to do the math to say, oh, that's not good. And on the year, they have averaged 22% capacity for their games. And this is not good. Like this is a team that's been around since 1989. One of the remaining members.
But I have a feeling that the people just that they knew that this was going to happen. You know, like when you know a team's leaving, you're not going to support them.
Well, the problem was that they dropped down from the AHL during that whole westward expansion thing. Is the Anaheim Ducks bought the AHL squad, moved them to San Diego, and then Edmonton bought one team and then moved the ECHL side out to Norfolk. So they dropped down a level. people got pissed on that. And then, they've been getting screwed around left, right, and center with the different ownerships and stuff. So it's not a good deal there. For a team that's been around so long, it's going to be a shame when they close up shop here in a couple weeks, because that's pretty much the way it's going. If they do fold in the middle of the season, it'll be the first time since the San Francisco Bulls in 2013-14 that folded up mid-season. Now joined on by Lyle Richardson, LyleRichardsonSpectresHockey.net, the hockey news, PI Guardian, Guardian.
The Bulls falling apart though mid-season, I feel like was fully on Dennis Rodman.
You know what? Here's the thing, though. It was after the team folded, all their players were Bulls on parade to get a new team. What, Jen? Why do you have that sour face? Why is that? Why do you have that?
I mean, it's no sabotage.
No, it's not. It's not. It wasn't a sabotage. Wrong, Jen.
Jen's trying not to laugh, but she knows it's funny.
She knows it's funny. Doesn't want to encourage us. That's the thing.
She's like, I've hung out with these two long enough that I know that they're both fucking
Well,
nuts.
it's funny. You mentioned sabotage, but it seemed that Connor McDavid had a license to ill because he had lost 5 pounds due to an illness that he still kept playing through. I'm like, that's some effort right there. That's some effort and stupidity.
But remember, it's all, you know. But the team's woes were all his fault because he's not back checking hard enough, and he's getting too many giveaways and too many turnovers, and it's all his fault. And by the way, Carey Price's wife wants a divorce and wants to move from Montreal, and all of that, and Carey doesn't really want to be in Montreal, and
we'll get to that in a second. Don't worry.
He and Connor McDavid are
burying the lead.
They're going to go and they're going to take all their stuff and go and live in their own new treehouse there.
What's the lead, Johnny?
I mean, Lyle's just throwing everything out there. What are we going to talk about for the next hour?
You really fucked us over. Lyle Richardson, thank you for joining us.
Good night, guys. Thanks very much.
Did you see the article by the Edmonton Press? And I say this loosely today about how hockey players need to just close themselves off like monks and not have any social media presence or any outside presence. They just need to play hockey and have their quiet little family lives and
be robots. Be good little robots. Be good little robots. Don't be human. Don't read. For God's sake, whatever you do, don't read.
Don't have an Instagram to keep up with your friends. Don't have a Twitter. Don't have a Facebook. Don't have any social media presence whatsoever.
Lyle, I'm going to pose this question to you.
Just very quickly. Listen, you're our entertainment monkey hockey players. Dance when we tell you to dance, and don't have personal lives, and just do what we want you to do.
You've lived there and been a citizen longer than I have. Why is the Canadian media a bunch of sociopaths?
Well, you could say the same thing about the New York media when it comes to like teams like the Yankees or the Knicks. You could say the same thing about the Boston media when it comes to
why are sports media sociopaths?
Yeah.
Let's just point this whole brush.
But in Canada, but in Canada, when it comes to hockey, it's because we are so desperate for the Stanley Cup to come back to Canada. Please, one of you guys win a cup, please. So
Eberle for Strom's going to do that? Torrey Mitchell. I already said Torrey Mitchell was the guy that was holding the Canadians down.
Oh boy, yeah. Now he's gone. Jeez, look how they've taken off. The fact that their superstar returned to action has nothing to do with it. It was all trading away Torrey Mitchell. He was the weakest link. Goodbye, and that was the end of that. So
I hate that trade.
So I have a quick aside from what we just talked about. Apparently, a little bit of a delay.
Which one?
Apparently, people from Raleigh used to drive up to Norfolk just to watch the Norfolk Admirals play.
Well, Norfolk was good. They had, I think the 2010 Stanley Cup final. They had like 11 guys were playing in it because they were a Blackhawks organization. Then they were the Tampa Bay Lightning organization. The team that's pretty much there now won the Calder Cup in 2012, I believe, and they had a lot of Ducks prospects down there as well, like at the end of their tour. So, I mean, they had good hockey there, and then just the ownership and the affiliation bungling, and just apparently they raised ticket prices 25% this year for a team to finish last place in the ECHL.
That's the reason. That's the real reason.
You know, that'll
figure
do
out
it
what
too.
the real reason is.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that this Echo Dot looks like a hockey puck when you first pull it out.
It's like a glow puck.
It is
It's
a
not
glow
plugged
puck.
into anything. It looks
You
like
got
a hockey.
You got a Fox track puck ready to go.
Perfect.
Uh,
Greg will hate it.
yeah, exactly.
I was like, well, I can't use this anymore.
Yeah, can't use this shit anymore. So we talked about the McDavid illness. One more.
He is the illest, though.
The illest of communicators.
The illest.
Two more things.
Did I hear just very quickly? Did I hear earlier you guys were talking about running a Patanzo scheme?
Yes.
Yes.
It's already been running, and it's only for Sean Leahy.
Excellent. Yes.
Hanzo's scheme is trying for one of us to buy the Carolina Hurricanes. Actually.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Everybody.
So two more things. Winnipeg Jets fans threw a GoFundMe paid for Ben Sherratt's fine,
which
after-
they had no problem filling, by the way.
Oh yeah, no.
I kind of love this, by the way. I absolutely love that.
But ended Corey Perry, and they're just like, let's start a GoFundMe, and they did, and they raised the money in no time. But they decided to take that money and put it for a good cause.
Well, that's because everybody hates Corey Perry.
Well, you know.
I mean, if there was a TV show.
Yeah, everybody hates Corey. Yeah, but he's not unless he's on your team. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, if Corey Perry was playing for your team, you'd love him. So
I actually heckled him politely once.
There you go.
Is it really even heckling?
What is your definition of heckling
Well,
Jen?
So my friend Agnes and I were being, silly fans, and we were at the team bus, and I think we were waiting to see Teemu and Saku, and players were boarding the bus, and I was bored, and Agnes was easily embarrassed, and so I would just yell things like, "Hey man, great tie,"
Corey, you have a very smooth skating style.
and I was like, "Corey, those are great socks, man," and I was like,
And he cried all the way back to the
and he just kind of gave me this.
That's not so much heckling; it's just like being really, really cool.
Yeah, I was like
Corey, the
positive
shaft of
heckling.
your dick has a perfect curve on it.
I was like positive heckling.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
It's heckling.
And he kind of gave me this look, and he was like, "Thanks."
Yeah, I guess. I think.
Yeah, sure.
Was she being kind or sarcastic? 5 hours later, he's having his afternoon nap. Going, I can't sleep. Was she being kind? Was she being sarcastic? I don't know what to do with that remark.
Going to the other players. What do you think of these socks?
Yeah. What do you think?
The Sherratt fine as of Wednesday morning was the GoFundMe had reached $4,300. The fine itself was $37.63.
And it's all going to charity on
it's all
his
going
behalf.
to the Christmas cheer board, which provides 18,000 families Christmas hampers over the holiday season.
Nicely
So,
done.
Hey.
So
very well done.
that's a GoFundMe you can get behind. It's a bit of fun, and at the same time, it's going for a worthy cause. Hey, Hudson.
Hudson's he's good to go. Also, and we'll get into this right now with Lowry.
Is Hudson wearing literally the same thing you are?
Almost. I had to change him because he threw up on me twice.
Oh,
Nice.
well, that's going to happen.
Maybe that's what's wrong with him. He just has an achy tummy.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh,
9 straight losses, but Ron Hextall still believes his team's a playoff team.
No.
Yeah, you can say that. I mean, I could say I'm going to be an astronaut.
Well, you space
let's
out a
put it-
lot.
Let's put it this way, though. The Flyers became the first team in NHL history, right? I think, to have won 10 games straight last season and not make the playoffs. So why not be able to lose 10 this year and make the playoffs?
Hey,
Who knows?
stranger things have happened. It could happen.
It's true.
It could happen. But Dave Hackstall, coach of the Flyers, definitely feeling the heat right now.
And as a lot of people in the UND community know, he doesn't get started till mid-December.
Yeah.
That second half is going to look fantastic.
They're going to be fantastic.
The defense I've been seeing of him lately is that he's really great behind the scenes with the young guys.
Mhm.
And that's why they should keep him, is because he's really great at connecting with the young guys and developing the young guys. And that's why they should keep him.
Well,
And, I mean, they're not entirely wrong, but
But
if you can't coach and you can't make a sensical lineup,
The thing that probably he would be better suited for a developmental league, AHL, ECHL,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that, because I think his mentality now is that in UND, he was able to graduate players.
Yeah.
He can't graduate players now.
Oh no, this is the end all and the be all here. Yeah.
And I think that's what his main problem is. He can't graduate players, therefore he's kind of stopping the learning because it's just like, I don't know what to do with my team now. And he's confused. He can't bump up to another level. So that could be a problem there.
He doesn't know what he's doing with his veteran guys.
Well, no, because they're past 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, I give Ron Hextall credit for sticking by his coach, but this can't go on much longer the way that it is. I mean, you got to figure at some point if Ed Snyder was still alive, does anybody really think Dave Hextall would still be the coach right now?
No.
Exactly.
Ron Hextall probably still wouldn't be the GM. Well, no, he sticks by his
No, Hextall would still be the GM, but no, Hexy would have gotten a high sign about 4 games ago.
Yeah, exactly. He would have brought Hextall like back a couple times, like he did Holmgren. So,
but Hextall, this can't go on much longer though. At some point, they've got to turn the corner. I mean, yes, I will grant you that. Yeah, they've been competitive through most of this stretch. I agree with Hextall on that point. It's not like they're being grossly outplayed or that it's all lopsided or anything like that. But there is an ingredient that's just missing there. They're just not going that extra mile. At least it seems to me. It's just that you could just see the frustrations kind of starting to build among some of the veterans. I mean, yes, you can say that, well, we've got a lot of young guys on the defense right now, and they're still trying to learn their way, but there's enough talent on that Flyers team to be winning. They should be winning more than they're losing right now. And
I would say that I really like Provorov a lot, though.
Yes.
The games that I've seen him play, he is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh God, this kid is he's just gonna be a monster for them for the next, for the next 10 years easily. But like I said, they've got a lot of good young talent on there, but they can be playing better than they are. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you've got to kind of shake things up and maybe put a breath of fresh air in there behind the bench. So, this is what Hextall's 3rd season. Well, he's partway through his 3rd season, and it's listen, nobody's going to fault Hextall if he decides maybe to give him the hook, but we'll see. He's going to stick behind, and we'll see how much longer he does.
I think it's also you're playing Brett in UND. if Brett was able to have a spot at UND, so he owes Hack a little bit.
I do have so I have 2 questions from the live chat. One asks us who would replace Hextall when he gets
Terry
fired.
Murray.
And he's not a Murray though.
That doesn't matter. Terry Murray is the AHL coach for the Flyers.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Swap places. It'll be perfect.
Yeah.
The irony.
There you go.
And the other question asked if Letterkenny should come to the United States.
No.
Fucking disgrace.
No.
No. I love
That's too Canadian too.
I love my Canadian comedy shows, everything like that. I love Trailer Park Boys, and all of that. But even Letterkenny, no offense to the guys that are doing the show, but I sat through the first season, and at the I gave it an honest shot. And at the end of it, I was like, this is a big so what.
Can I make this decree right now?
Go ahead.
With arms wide open. Wait, no, that's a decreed.
I saw what you did there.
Thanks. Appreciate it. So, just because you like hockey doesn't mean you like to have to like everything Canadian.
No.
I like Ellen Page.
That's fine. She doesn't like your kind or my kind. We have.
She got her big break on Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, that's true.
She did.
She was Mr. Leahy's niece, daughter.
Yep.
Daughter.
Sean Leahy was on Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah,
Sean Leahy was a drunk.
Little known secret. He was the drunk trailer park supervisor. Yes. Mr.
Which, oddly enough, his high school yearbook named him most likely to be drunk trailer park supervisor. Little known fact.
Yeah. As I said, maybe it's me. I don't know, but I just don't.
I like the skits.
Tried to get the Letterkenny, but I'm just.
Yeah, I like the vignettes. That's the dose that they're good at.
Yeah, some of the vignettes are good. The little clips they do, but just overall as a show, I just Nah, not getting behind it. Just
It's like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. How are you able to make a 15-minute cartoon into an hour-and-a-half movie? I'll never understand.
now, of course, part of the problem for me could be, well, I'm in my mid-50s, so I'm an old guy, so I don't get the humor of the young people today. But then I'm like, but I like Trailer Park Boys. No, that was young people humor 10 years ago.
The It's Pat movie should not have been.
I think we could name off multiple Saturday Night Live movies that should never occurred.
That should never have been.
Night at the Roxbury.
Did you realize? Well, a few years ago, somebody running tally Saturday Night skits that became movies, and the ratio of ones that succeeded to the ones that bombed outnumber them by almost a ratio of 2 to 1.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I mean, for every Wayne's World, you had like It's Pat and.
But it was only Wayne's World. Like, what else did you get off of Saturday Night Live that was a good movie?
Blues Brothers. The
Blues
first
Brothers,
Blues Brothers movie was
Blues Brothers. Okay,
that's a classic.
Yes,
yeah, that was an excellent. Still is.
Well, underrated and wasn't an SNL skit, so I guess it doesn't count. But a lot of people from SNL worked on it. Pootie Tang. Pootie Tang is a goddamn.
No, but we're
great
talking
movie.
skit. We're talking skits.
Oh.
That
Pootie Tang.
The Ladies Man, I think, underrated.
The ladies.
I would say the Ladies Man's mid-range on that.
The Ladies Man works best as a sketch, but to make it a 90-minute movie, and that's no offense to Tim Meadows, who, by the way, very underrated.
Yes.
Very underrated comic actor. He is.
He was there for 46 years.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly.
And he looked like he was 25 the whole time.
Exactly. He's amazing. He still does, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I asked a friend of mine, I said, how old is Tim Meadows? Tim Meadows, 73 years old.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
fantastic. Good for him.
Exactly.
Black don't crack.
Tim Meadows is really 73 years old? My God. I thought it was at least 350.
About 350.
Yeah, 350.
Man. So,
anyway.
Ian Cole. Anybody want Ian Cole? Anybody at all?
Oh, listen, I'm sure there are people. Listen, there are teams that would like to have them some Ian Cole on their blue line. Of course they would. Toronto could probably use him there. Colorado, yeah, maybe if you could sign him to a contract. Edmonton Edmonton leads a lot of things, but I'm sure Edmonton probably could have some interest in him. But see, this is the thing. We're still, despite the fact that earlier this month we had a very rare 3-team blockbuster trade that was an actual trade that saw like good players actually changing teams.
Huge trade.
We are still, folks, in that period in the season where there's lots of trade rumors and lots of talk of teams chatter and jams talking trade, but very little trade action, which is why we see all this breathless hype about Ian Cole. You know, I'm sure Ian Cole should like, you know, like maybe get somebody to like run him off and do like a video scrapbook of this week for him, because he will never be more popular than he is right now, or his name is mentioned so much in the media.
Ian Cole, the best week ever.
Yes.
Is this the same guy that played for the Carolina Hurricanes?
Yes.
No,
Eric Cole.
Aaron Cole was on
Because
the
I was
Penguins
like, if
once.
we're still talking about him, I haven't heard from him in years.
That's because he's retired.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah, he retired. No, Ian Cole got to start with your St. Louis Blues back in 2010-11. He's only 28.
Yeah.
The same guy that used to sing those songs, you know, way back in the day.
Yeah, that was Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole.
Nat
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, that's okay. Oh no, maybe you're thinking of Cole Porter. Maybe that's
No. What he's thinking of is the guy who invented the little dice thing where you have cabbage and some mayo in there. No, that's coleslaw. That was coleslaw. That was who I was.
No. We're talking about the guy who he raced the Mellow Yellow car.
No, that's Kyle Petty.
Oh.
No. I think
what?
Mark's talking about Cole Trickle.
Oh, there we
Gotcha,
go.
okay.
There we go. But no,
I just wanted to break up the coals. Here's the thing, guys.
There'll be a lump of that in your stock.
Yeah, but that was a.
No.
But Scotty, there was a trickle of coals.
No.
There was a trickle of coals coming in.
No. Here's the thing.
There's going to be nothing but coal in his stocking. I'm telling you.
But here's the thing. We're going too deep. We're coal miners. Got it.
And Jen,
I have a feeling that Jen just like beats the shit out of you at some point.
I was gonna say the same thing, and you wouldn't let me.
up,
Nah,
silly.
Jen's just the canary in this coal mine.
Oh, ba-boom!
Oh, she could pass out from this. No, she's gonna be awake.
She's regretting being on the show.
I have a
right now.
feeling she hates all of us.
Yeah. Well, all of you except me.
But the rest of
Because
us.
we're Habs fans and we don't hate each other no matter
Oh,
what.
she's taking a sabbatical from the Habs.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Carrie's
We're on a break.
It's not so much a sabbatical, but a mental health break.
I would say it's more of a subhabical.
Because you get into that habit, it can be just too much.
I think the thing that finally really truly made me happy about taking a break from the Habs was the media.
Oh God! Is it any wonder that they have so much trouble attracting free agents to Montreal? Is it any wonder? God Almighty! When I saw that crap, I mean, I listen. My job, one of the things I do, I keep track of trade rumors that appear in the media. And I wrote that freaking trade rumor there a couple of weeks ago. When they started coming, every time I hated myself and I wanted to shower after I was done. I just felt dirty.
Well,
the Carey Price trade rumors.
Trade rumors are one thing, but like the really personal rumors.
Oh man, and that's the thing, and that's one thing I can honestly say: the Montreal media does that refined to an art form,
and they do it like they are innocent, and it drives me insane.
We're merely reporters. Don't shoot the messenger. But by the way, Jose Theodore hangs out with bikers, and the Kostitsin brothers, they're running with mobsters, Russian mobsters. Let's go bring that to
There was a time where I remember that we had the Shane Corson Darcy Tucker rodeo in Toronto.
Yes.
We did have that.
Time.
We did have that, and don't forget Phil Kessel's hot dog, supposed hot dog fetish, courtesy of Steve Simmons.
Of course.
Honest to God, up until then, I mean, a lot of people criticize Steve Simmons, but I liked Steve Simmons. He does do a lot of good work, believe it or not. Some of the best work he ever did was the whole Mike Danton thing from during that whole nightmare. He did a fantastic job.
That can only carry you for so long before you have to.
But the Phil Kessel thing, I gotta say, I lost some respect for Steve Simmons after that. That was such a garbage hit piece on his part, and to this day, he still tries to defend it. And it's just, well, it's nice to see that Phil has a sense of humor, but my sources really did say it. Like, just shut up.
Just stop, yeah.
But is he really trying to defend it, or is that his only claim to fame right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Well, he's
like if it comes back up, then people talk about him. Is what it really comes.
Well,
down
and that's the thing. He will forever. He kind of tarnished his legacy there a bit with that. I mean, that's what nowadays. I mean,
but if
10 years ago, he was 10 years ago, he was well respected. But now, today's generation, the new generation of hockey fans, all they know about Steve Simmons. Oh, he's the Phil Kessel hot dog guy.
Damn it!
The Twitter generation of news.
We missed a grand opportunity in Chicago.
What?
Steve Simmons
get hot dogs?
No. Steve Simmons was there. What did they serve for lunch?
Oh,
hot dogs.
We had hot dogs, yeah.
If we could have got a picture of Steve Simmons eating a hot dog, full circle.
Oh, that would have been beautiful.
I was asleep in the upper deck. I'm not even joking. I don't remember picks 15 through 22 because I fell asleep in the upper deck.
You didn't miss
You didn't miss anything.
You didn't miss.
No, that was a very, very...
No, but the thing is, they're reporting rumors of rumors.
I know. It's this.
And that's the worst.
Oh, Lord Almighty! It's just, and then you see what they turn around and did in Edmonton. I mean, when Jordan Eberle said, because that, is honest when he was asked about this, a week ago, and he was honest about it. Said, well, yeah, I mean, sometimes that media can be, the media pressure, it can get to you. It can be pretty harsh, and sometimes it can be a little unfair. And all of a sudden, here's all this into, wow.
Well, if you don't like the criticism, stay off the social media. Don't read anything.
Well, exactly. Wow, grow a thicker skin. Listen, most players really don't, to be blunt, really don't give a shit what's written about them. A lot of them really don't. But listen, some of them do. I mean, you know, a lot of them are human, for God's sake. Excuse Jordan Eberle for being human.
Right. Not all of them are human.
He's not an emotionless role. He's not an emotionless cyborg, for God's sake. Yes, it is. But for those of us listening, yeah, we're just giving the thumbs up to Mark.
So for those of us who are not in this post chat,
but
Lyle's breaking that fourth wall.
Yes, we're breaking the fourth wall. But yeah, you know, at some point, I mean, I can understand what you know, what some of the press are saying. I mean, yes, look, if a player's playing poorly, yeah, you got to write about it, you know. But you know, and sometimes though, some of them can, in their haste to kind of to pick apart a player, to be critical, they can kind of go overboard a bit. I mean, how stupid do the ones in the Edmonton media feel? The ones who were trying to blame some of the Oilers' recent woes on Connor McDavid. Oh, Connor McDavid's out there. He's playing like he doesn't really seem to care. Seems listless out there. Oh, he made some bad passes. Oh, he's not back checking. What? Wait, what's that? What's that? He's been battling the flu for 2 weeks. Good God, and he's dropped almost 10 pounds. Jordan Eberle, grow a thicker skin.
Yeah.
You know?
So that I see though as being like a. So that part though, I kind of see as being like a fallacy of the job, I guess, for lack of an easier way to say that. Like, you're kind of just reporting on the fact that he's playing like crap, and then like 2 weeks after you do that, you're like, oh, there's a reason.
Well, maybe,
but there's definitely a line that a lot of media cross that turns into that leaves sport and turns into personal life. And that's the line that I don't think that ever should be crossed in reporting, because I feel like there has to be a massive distinction between your sports playing and your personal life. There should never be that gray area in between the two.
If only there were somebody on the coaching staff that could tell the press when players were ill or hurt.
Yeah, which would then explain why they're. Well, how many times do we see it at the end of the season when a team is either they don't make the playoffs, you know, the end of season interview, or they get eliminated, and then we find out that, oh, this guy was playing on a broken foot, this guy had a fractured wrist, you know, this guy had a busted
Alex
thumb.
Ovechkin played without a right ankle for the last 70 games. What?
Yeah, or you know, Alex Ovechkin playing on a bad knee, you know, through a series and a half of the playoffs last year. But he's not playing like he should. He seems disinterested. There's not enough energy. He's not a good leader.
There's a difference between reporting the facts and making assumptions. That's the thing.
I mean, but not once did you really hear very much about. You know, and I'll use Ovechkin as a perfect example. I mean, when he suffered that knee injury early in that series against Toronto, I mean, occasionally you'd hear somebody say, "Gee, something doesn't seem quite right. Maybe that knee, he injured that knee more seriously than we thought." But then that would tend to get buried by this. Ovechkin's not playing hard enough. He's not really being a leader. He's not stepping up like they're supposed to. It's
lazy narrative.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, and then afterwards you find out, by the way, his knee was basically trashed. You know, the fact that he even taped it up and went out there and played, you know, on an injury that most of us mere mortals would have us, you know, laid up at home justifiably. You know. And then do you get a mea culpa from those reporters afterwards going, oh, geez, you know, we didn't know. Sorry. You know, no, it's just reported after the fact. Oh, yeah, by the way, apparently, his knee was trash for that series. Anyway, moving on.
But it's like a PS to the article that they wrote.
Yeah, it's almost like an afterthought. Oh, he was injured. Anyway.
And let's be honest, too. Like, if you're on day 47 of Jordan Eberle trade watch, like, it's going to affect everybody.
Well,
like,
of course.
It's people are sick of it at that point as well.
Oh, my favorite is, how do you feel about being mentioned in these rumors? Like, how do you think they feel about being mentioned in these rumors?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
I always wanted the NHL to feel like high school.
It's a
but
good
if they give you an actual answer, though, they turn into the devil.
That's true.
Yeah,
well, hold on.
true.
Right? Like,
let's do a little play bit. Jen asked me that question.
Okay, so how do you feel about being mentioned in these trade rumors?
Well, it's really hard trying to give 110% every day. Get pucks in deep. Glad I'm renting. It's that kind of answer.
That was
No,
and
but if
scene, ladies and
if you
gentlemen.
give an
That was
answer
Scotty and
that's
Jen's one act play.
basically if you give an answer that's like, yeah, it kind of sucks, like being in trade rumors all the time, it comes off as like, oh well, he doesn't want to be here anyway. Like,
Yeah,
why
or
would
he's
he wanna be
whining,
here?
Or he's against management now.
Yeah.
Like, if you
See
actually
Phil
give an
Kessel,
honest answer, you
2015.
become the person. You become that guy that everybody attacks.
Yeah, sorry, John, I didn't mean to talk over you there, but yeah, basically what I was going to say. In other words, see Phil Kessel 2015-16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
There's no way to win.
2014-15, my bad.
There's really no way to win when there's trade rumors and you're being asked about them. There's just none.
That's why they and that's one instance where they're justified, I think, the players in giving just a basic robotic answer in that regard, because it's like, yeah, what do you think they're going to say? Well, how the fuck do you think I feel, Sparky?
How would you feel?
I've played
how would you feel if we talked about every day that you weren't going to have a job tomorrow?
Yeah, or that you're going to be or that you're going to be playing somewhere else when you have given the last, say, 8 years of your life to this team, heart and soul. You love it here. Your wife, you got married here. Your kids were born here. Blah blah blah. You know this town inside and out. The fans have loved it. Blah 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 blah. And now, oh well, shit. Looks like this could be all uprooted, and I'm heading off into the great unknown here. Well, geez, how do you think it feels?
And how many people? And it seems to be a big major market hockey thing, because I don't remember people getting this up at like when Matt Duchene trade rumorville happened. Like that was like a weekly occurrence in like other medias, and it's like in Denver it probably just played off as eventually maybe.
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, again, trade rumors are my bread and butter. Yes, it's because of trade rumors that I am gainfully employed today. But, it's one thing to speculate, but again, that's part and parcel of it. I think the players know about it. They know that, listen, any player can be traded, for God's sake. Yes, if Gretzky can be traded, any of us can be traded. I think they kind of know that going into this. But it's like what Jen said before, and you guys have said as well, when it starts to cross into the personal, right? And when, the reporters are sticking the microphones in your face every day, and you've got to give the same robotic answer. I mean, at some point too, it shouldn't have just become like a mercy rule there between the press and the players. Like, look, you're not going to get a different answer from me than what I'm giving you now. Okay. So you guys go and write about anything else. You can write about how I'm playing the game, whatever. I don't care, but just stop bugging me and ask me the same questions about how I feel about the trade rumors, because I'm not going to give you a different answer.
Well, isn't that sort of the point of players paying agents in the first place? I mean, the agents are going to know what rumors are out there about their player being traded. And second of all, if anyone had a comment on whether the player was going to be traded or not, perhaps his agent would want to say something about that, not the player. So if I were the player, I'd be like, I have an agent for a reason. Here's his number. And then be done with it.
Yeah, can they really talk about I don't know how far.
It's his number 877.
It's their job to talk about
I guess, yeah.
You got to be kind of careful too, because some of these agents, if they get a little too outspoken, that tends to be frowned upon.
Who are you talking about, Lyle?
You mean Walsha?
Are you talking about, I don't know, Alan W? Wait, that's too obvious. A. Walsh? Like, is that Yaroslav Halak has been traded 5 times in New York. What's that, John?
Walsha at Twitter.com.
Walsha.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Bye, Jen.
Jen's
head tired of this.
Oh, Jen's leaving us.
Yes,
Are you going to sleep?
No, I wish, but no.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be going to sleep right after the show, so I'll probably fall asleep before you.
Right. Well, it's been lovely talking to you all. Bye.
Nice seeing you, man. Take care.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, turn your mic down. Enough of this garbage. I hear cheese with this stuff. This garbage. Yeah, no, go.
Yeah. Jen dealt with us for long enough.
Hudson says bye.
Bye, Hudson. Bye, Mark.
Hudson.
Bye, Hudson.
Hudson's staying. He's
She's
just
saying bye to Jen.
Oh, okay.
He's saying bye to Jen.
The baby
He
said bye
has
to
a
you.
lot to say right now. Yeah? Oh, now you're going to be quiet.
There it is. It's adorable.
Just taking it all in.
I can
Speak
put
to my
both-
agent if you have any questions about me.
He doesn't look Asian. Oh, you said agent. Oh.
Oh my. Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, no, that whole Jordan Eberle thing is.
Oh, yeah.
My God, like the way that blew up was amazing.
Yeah. Well, but you know, it unfortunately it's not going to change anything. It's not going to bring about any amount of you know, self-reflection by any of his media critics or even some of the I mean, listen, even some of the bloggers too. None of them are going to go, geez, yeah, maybe we did go a little overboard with this.
But they don't think they've done anything wrong.
No, because
that's
the
the
whole
problem.
attitude is you're a paid professional athlete. You're making millions of dollars. Just go out and perform for us, monkey. You know, we don't give a shit how you feel. Go out and perform for us. And if you don't perform for us the way we want, we hate your guts. We hate you, and wish you were gone. You're dead to us. Oh, you scored the game-winning goal. We love you again. We love you again. But don't you screw up again, or we hate you.
Do you know what I really, really hate about fandom? And I understand fanatic, blah blah blah. But I really hate the fact that fans believe that they can say whatever they want because they paid for a ticket.
That's that's the whole thing.
That.
That's the whole thing of like you coppers, you better take care. I'm paying your taxes.
Yeah.
I'm paying your salary with my taxes.
Yeah. I mean, you know, yeah, we're paying their salaries. Yes, we can. But, you know, you're supposed to go to the game to enjoy yourself. Now, that being said, if your idea of enjoying yourself is basically heaping abuse on people for 2 to 3 hours straight and being just an obnoxious prick, then sorry, no, you shouldn't be there. You know, and you see it all the time. It's not all fans, obviously, of course, but there's always some, and you see them in every game when you go. They're the ones who sit there and it's bad enough that they're going to heap abuse on the players. That's one thing. But then they start heaping abuse, you know, onto fans of the opposing team, right? Or sometimes heap abuse onto, you know, a fellow fan because, gee, they might be kind of offended with some of their antics or something like that. You know, those people are the worst type of fans. They really are. You know, they're and you wonder why I enjoy watching games at home.
This is actually the question I asked Greg Wyshynski, though, and I don't think that we asked Lyle. That how would the landscape of U.S. and Canada sports, basically at this point, be affected if fans became segregated like they were in the UK for like British soccer? Like away fans had to sit in 2-3 sections to themselves, and all the home fans had the rest of the sections around the stadium. Like, how would that affect sports? Because I feel like sports in the US are far calmer because you're sitting next to an opposing fan.
Yeah.
And you can't be a dick to them. Like, you can be as much of a dick as you can, but then you're going to get thrown out.
Well,
right?
Yeah. And no, I would agree with your take on that, Johnny. You know, most fans, I mean, listen, there's always going to be some good-natured ribbon and some razzing going on. A lot of times you see shots of game or something like that. Especially like, you know, for example, a Leafs and Habs game, right? You know, they'll show shots of, you know, oh, the Leafs fan cheering, you know, when their team scores a goal, you know, and they'll turn around and they'll just kind of, you know, a little bit in the face of the Habs fan like, you know, or whatever. And that's as far as it goes. You know, it's just some good-natured ribbing and nobody cares. You know, you're always going to have, you know, some obnoxious fans. As I said, those ones who have that attitude of, we pay your salary, so I should be able to say whatever I want and act however I want. Well, no, that doesn't give you the license to be an asshole, you know. But to your point about, well, should we segregate, you know, home fans, you know, from and away fans? Yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea, because you're right. You're going to tend to, you know, most people, for the most part, if you're sitting around with fans of an opposing team around you, I mean, yeah, you're not going to act quite as much of a dick, you know, around those type of fans. And like you said, if you do, you're going to get tossed out anyway. So. But, you know, it's a whole thing of that part of it. You want to have that good-natured, you know, kind of banter that goes on between the fans. I mean, I'm not saying, no, we should never had that. No, of course, that's part of it, you know. But, yeah, no, but you don't want to have, you know, nobody wants to sit next to an arsehole who's just going to be just, you know, shouting obscenities and being obnoxious for 2 to 3 hours. That ruins the whole experience for everybody, not just the player, but everybody.
take my dad to the game anymore then.
No, but he has good natured ribbon.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wouldn't allow any wops in the lower section. That's for sure.
The story I have when we went to the Oriole game a couple years back. Holy Jesus Christ. That was something.
That's probably an off-air story, so we're going to continue.
Yeah, no, that's very off-air. In any case. So
that
Lyle,
story will come up in the Patreon. No, just kidding.
Exactly. It's patreon.com/faceoffhockey show forever.
That's what we should get Stan on and have him like a Patreon. Like, if you give us $15 a month, then we'll give you Stan.
Yeah, Stan. We'll have a private Stan show.
Yeah, not little Stan. No, the real deal.
The real deal, Holyfield, baby.
The little Stan is entertaining in himself too, my friends.
So, like we said, Torrey Mitchell to LA, 5th round pick coming back. Big move by Mark Bergevin. Big move.
Salary dumperino. That's normally the type of deals we see this time of year. I mean, hey, come on, Oilers swapping, to aging veterans. There a couple of weeks back with Camilleri for UC Okinen. That was like, 5 years ago that would have been a wow, God, that was a big trade. But now they're both 35 and past their prime, and everybody goes, oh well, that's just two teams shuffling the deck chairs. Nothing really happening there.
Yeah, that is what it is.
That's why I said that this is the time of year when a guy like Ian Cole gets a lot of headlines when it comes out that the Penguins are actively shopping him, or we're not actively shopping but we're listening. Wait, no, we don't know where you guys are getting this from. I think you make it up as you go. Okay, thanks, Mike Sullivan. But meanwhile, your GM is saying, well, I was not denying that he's shopping him. So
sometimes we even talk about Eric Cole.
Yes, and Nat King Cole too. There you go. But yes, enjoy it, Ian Cole. Enjoy your moment in the sun. It's not going to get any better than this, baby.
Exactly. Thank God for that.
I will say this though, if on the one hand, no, the Penguins will not trade him for a backup goalie. They get a draft pick or a prospect will get you a backup, especially the type that are being kicked around and being mentioned, like Andrew Hammond, the old Hamburglar. Those type. But will he land them a scoring forward? No. I'll be very, very surprised if they land him a scoring forward. Well, maybe a scoring forward if Mike Camilleri is still your idea of a scoring forward. Maybe he might get you a Mike Camilleri.
Like, why? Because I keep forgetting he's in the league.
A Camilleri type player, yeah. A guy that 5 years ago would have been like, wow, and now it's just like, meh. That's not being disrespectful to Mike Camilleri. That's just where his career is now. He's 35 and he's had a lot of injuries, and he's not the scorer he once was. In his prime, he was a darn good hockey player.
But he's as good once as he ever was.
There you go.
But it is what it is.
I'm sure that means something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as good as he once was, but he was good once. Boy, howdy, Lyle. What do you? Okay, I wrote on this. I wrote 5 articles this week. I don't know what the fuck.
You've been busy, my friend.
5 articles. You were on fire.
I'm happy with maybe one of them.
Hey, any writer worth their salt will tell you if you wrote 5 articles in a week and you're happy with one of them, that's a damn good week.
I'm happy with one of them. I foul tipping off of one. I think I can get me to Hall of Fame.
There you go.
And
I've seen worse.
The Elmer Ferguson Award will be yours one day, my friend.
God willing. That would be that. I should take that and just be like, see, I didn't need college. So the one that I foul tipped on is this one, and could be the greatest thing the NHL 100 ever has brought us.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing a randomized testing. Of course, throughout the year, they're doing their NHL 100. They're doing their.
Are you serious? I love this article. This is more than a foul tip.
The greatest moments. They did the little randomizer of the greatest teams, which is silly because then you go. Now we're going to spark a debate. What if Joe Malone was in an Addy Zero jersey? How many more goals could he have scored in 1919? That's right. The NHL's 100 greatest uniforms, Lyle.
Yes.
Yes.
This is what I've been looking for.
A cavalcade of, my God, like they just throw up random jerseys from random years.
I haven't looked at this yet, but I hope that there are 15 Canadian jerseys that all look the same.
Oh, they pretty much do.
Guess what? You're not wrong.
Exactly. Except for the barber pole Canadian jersey from way back. Yeah, the rest of it pretty much.
Jerseys though. I ordered my Addy Zero. It's on the way.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
I got a
So
Kuznetsov, and it told me that it would ship from Adidas on or before December 27th. So I'm glad they gave me a whole month.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you
So-
might see it by Christmas, maybe.
one of the randomizers that I got was this beauty right here. The Golden Seals versus the San Jose Sharks.
That's not okay. So hold on. That's not random.
tough
First of
because
all.
I
You took like the teal jerseys and put them together.
Kinda.
No.
Well, by and large, and I'll say this right now, and we've talked about this on the podcast I do with Jen, the Soderstrom bubble. By proxy, the Golden Seals are actually the San Jose Sharks because the Seals were moved by the Gunn family to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then they merged with Minnesota, and then they broke apart from Minnesota to become San Jose.
Yeah.
I go all Seals on that.
So, but I love the Seals on that. No, I love the Sharks uniform too. You know, I've always loved the Sharks teal in the logo. But man, like I remember the California Golden Seal. I remember the California. For God's sakes, I'm friends with Gary Cobra Simmons. That's right. Cobra, the famous Cobra face mask. Gary Simmons,
which was a rattlesnake.
Yes, I know. There's a funny story behind that too. But
I know that too.
Yeah, there you go. We know that one. But no, actually, Cobra, great guy. But anyway, but yeah, he played like 3 seasons with the Golden Seal and 2 as Rogie Vachon's backup with the LA Kings after that. So
now, Lyle, if you have nothing more to talk about, I would love to go through some of
go
these.
with this, brother.
Yes,
but I got to tell you, I'm with Johnny. Full California Seals on that one.
I did pick.
So I'm gonna go California Seals on that one, and if for no other reason, because they had the balls enough to go teal pants as well.
Yes,
That's true.
Yes, they did.
So let's go with some of these, and we'll go majority rules on this one.
Okay.
There we go. The red and yellow, or the green and yellow Golden Seals against the current LA Kings.
Still going with the Seals.
Johnny?
Yeah, I got to go Seals on that one too.
Yeah.
If
It's
it was
too much
if
black
that
and
was
silver. Too much black and white.
if
too much
that
black and
was
silver.
like if that was mid '90s Kings, I go Kings. I
This
like that.
matchup,
yeah, that
Golden
could be-
Seals 57%.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes.
New game that Mark and Hudson are missing right now.
Oh, I know.
Here we go. The 2013 to 17 Hurricanes or the 2007 to current Sharks.
Johnny,
Little modern day action.
what do you think, Johnny?
I like the Hurricanes.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I'm gonna go Sharks on this one.
I don't like this Sharks incarnation because it doesn't have that bottom stripe hem. It looks like too much of a practice jersey, so I will go to the Hurricanes. I will side for Johnny's side here. 27% for the Hurricanes.
Hey,
So
I'm
we are
in the majority, though.
Yep, we are in the minority there.
It's fine. I am good with red, white, and black.
Listen, I'm not saying there's
Setups.
anything wrong with that one. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
DC United. I'll
Here we
DC
go.
United.
The current Capitals against the Toronto St. Pats. Obviously, a great black and white photo showing off.
Yeah.
God, they can't even do fucking randomized lists right.
I mean, come on, you can't colorize that for the love of God and give us something. Sorry, by default, Caps.
Johnny?
I'm going Caps.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I can't even see it.
I know.
Oh, okay.
No, I have.
Oh, it's a barn burner.
So I have a question though. Were the jerseys back then in black and white, or were they in color if you went to the game?
No, the
think
whole
they were
world
in
was in
color.
black and white back then, dude.
I thought so. Like we didn't get color until the mid '50s, right?
Yeah, that's that. No, the 1940s. The 1940s.
Oh, that's when acid came.
Yes,
No, that's when the Wizard of Oz came out.
that's
Oh,
right.
wow.
1939. Then okay, before.
And also acid.
Yes.
Yes, we'll keep with the asset. All right, next
This
showdown. Here we go.
This
No,
is,
I don't want
this is a good one, Mark. You're back just in time. This
Perfect.
pick them on the randomizations here.
Here we go. The
what do we got?
41-42 Brooklyn Americans or the Penguins pre the
Brooklyn Americans.
recolorization.
I haven't
Is
even
there-
seen it.
Is there any way to get colorized one of that?
Yes, I can find it right now.
Please.
The black and white Brooklyn Americans win
Well,
over
you-
the Penguins
you're
all the time.
You're just biased against the Pens, regardless.
I hate all Penguins.
If-
Brian Messer is wearing them.
I gotta
because
so
I
here we go.
Metzger.
Here's the 41-42 Brooklyn Americans jersey.
See, I love that jersey.
Basic red, white, and blue with the barber pole socks.
Okay,
I'm in for the Brooklyn
I'm
Americans.
gonna go. I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with Brooklyn on that one too.
Mark,
I think I got nothing against the Penguins, but on that one, yeah. Now that I can see it
I
colorized,
got nothing against the Penguins, but
I got nothing against Cancer or Penguins.
there we go. Lau, you would love our Patreon. We did the Face Off Hockey Show quiz on the $8 Patreon. So there we did all 30 questions of it. 62% for the Penguins in that matchup alone.
Yeah.
I do love how they weren't even like okay enough with putting jerseys in that were colored.
But I got to tell you honestly, if that had been the Brooklyn Americans against the old baby blue Penguins jersey with the original cartoony penguin on the front, I go with that one every time.
Went with the
I agree. I like that jersey.
I do.
Here we go.
I wish they'd go back to that.
Early Sharks to mid-season Flyers.
Sharks.
Oh.
No, the Flyers one, no orange. Come on. You got to go the full orange on that one, baby. No, sorry. Sharks over
Is that now Flyers
This
or
is
old Flyers?
82 to 2010. So that includes the orange one, but they only show the black jersey for some reason.
No, the black one, no. Unless it's a full orange.
So I really like that. I like that orange jersey they had back then, but I like that Sharks jersey a lot more with the teal and the bottom hem. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, we will go with
in
that
that regard with those two. Yeah, if that had been the original Flyers orange, all orange against the Sharks one, I would have gone with the Flyers one. But
Sharks up 64%.
Oh, of course, yeah, that goes.
Then we go to this next showdown. Come on, next showdown. By the way, if you're not watching on YouTube, you're missing out in the big way. Greatest NHLuniforms.com /
wow.
GreatestNHLUniforms.com is the website you can pick there. The 95 to 2000 caps to the 2011 to current Winnipeg Jets.
Johnny? Ooh.
It's like
this is
like
a tough one for us.
Cutting myself because that's like the I utterly despise that jersey set.
I know you do. I know you do.
But that is the jersey that the Caps wore to the Stanley Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go Jets. So out of the group of that jerseys, the only jersey I like out of that entire group is the black one with the Capitol Dome on the front.
Mark? Yeah, the shoulder patch. Mark?
Jets, unequivocally. Those blue jerseys were the worst.
Well, I'm going to go against you guys on that one because I don't like the current Jets jerseys. I wish they had come back with the old style. But
do the Coyotes own that copyright still?
Yeah, I think they do, the bastards.
Yeah.
But anyway, regardless,
I do like how this set right now we're like, nah, we're gonna pick for the ones we don't like.
Yeah,
right.
but I'm gonna take the Capitals one over the current incarnation of the Jets one. I just like that one. I
like the Jets ones better than I like the Capitals.
Oh, there you go.
And the Jets are up slightly.
The Jets are up on that one, so I do like the Jets logo on that one.
I feel like that set of Capitals jersey is like literally the high and the low that you could have gotten from the Capitals.
Speaking of smoking Joe Malone, there you go, the 1920-21, and I'll bring this up here, the Hamilton Tigers.
Oh my God!
With the white pants and vertical stripe with the candy striped socks there against the Dallas Stars.
That is so unfortunate. Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars.
Wow, they should have just called them the Hamilton Seizures at that point.
Yeah. Johnny, the world was in black and white. It was fine.
Yes, exactly.
God.
Wow. Oh,
Johnny,
if they moved too quickly, they gave you. I'm going with the Stars.
Yeah.
Stars. Mark is fathering.
Mark is fathering.
I'm gonna go with that Marilyn Manson jersey set.
The Marilyn Manson. I'm gonna, as much as I like the Hamilton Tigers, I have to go to the Dallas Stars.
I like their logo, the Hamilton Tigers.
Yes,
I like the logo. It's just the rest of that color scheme and piping is so unfortunate.
And I'm surprised he uses a picture because it seems that Joe Malone's persona non grata in the NHL history books.
I do like how they switched the lines though. It started as vertical, but then went horizontal,
And
and
the
like
socks went
that in
horizontal.
itself,
Yeah.
is basically like a massive fu to anybody who's like got any type of OCD, because like because like that in itself is like just a massive middle finger to anybody that's like, no,
man.
can't work with that.
So we've got the St. Louis Eagles for the 1 year they were there. It looks like this. It's just a plain, very arbitrary red, white, and blue. And then we have the LA Kings current day.
Kings.
I'm going Kings.
Yeah.
I do
Again,
think
I like
they
that-
stepped up completely by not actually having colored pictures for some of these older jerseys.
And again, you know, I like the St. Louis Eagles logo.
Yes,
it's
the
like
eagle
a case
itself is nice.
of great logo, lousy uniform.
Which is almost the exact reverse of. You know what? Let's see a team. Do we want to see a team? What team do we want to see? We got the Ducks. We got the Mighty Ducks. We got the Coyotes, the Atlanta Flames, the Atlanta Thrashers. All these Boston.
How about vintage Coyotes?
Little peyote coyote.
Yeah.
All right.
Put that up and let's see who the
Here we
comparable
go.
is here.
Let's see. Next showdown. One of the teams will be the Coyotes. The next team next to it will be classic North Stars.
Oh, wow. That is a fantastic matchup.
And that's a
It
Dino
is.
Ciccarelli special.
This is
This is not easy.
This is
No.
basically the two teams that would be like the two jerseys that would be in the Final Four almost.
Oh man, because I mean,
This
say
is
what
a
you will.
terrible first round matchup.
Say what you will
This
about
is
the
your 7-9
Coyotes.
or your 9.
But
9. Yeah. Go
That 96 to 2003, I wish they'd bring that back. I really dug that one.
I did
really
too.
enjoyed that. I loved the freaky logo, loved the piping, the weird ass colors. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it. But I love me those North Stars ones. Oh man. Hey Johnny, what was the one we saw? Whose was it when we were in Buffalo and we were shopping for jerseys there during the draft? You got your Hasek one. There was a North Stars one.
That was the the
Mike
North
Modano's.
Stars. I think it was a Medano.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
it was too.
it was a Medano
North
rookie
Stars.
year one.
But
Yes,
that was the green one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't the white one. They only had the green one there, I think.
Yeah.
And the green one, and that one with Madonna, that was the first year I think they used black trim on it. Or
But it
one of the
looked really
first
good.
year. It
Yeah,
did look,
still
it looked
good.
slick.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going North Stars, Johnny.
North Stars.
God, this is so tough.
It is, isn't it? Though, yeah.
Like I'm gonna go with the Coyotes, and I feel like the Coyotes get a very slight edge on this one because those jerseys were literally perfect for what they needed at that time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As much as I love the Coyotes and I own one, I'm going with North Stars. That's you
Yeah,
don't see
it's
much
just-
green in the NHL anymore.
And that's a shame.
It is.
A shame.
72%.
Oh yeah. Come on, NHL.
Wow.
Fans have bloody spoken here. Come on.
That's only because the Coyotes fans don't have computers.
And they forgot there was a team before 2007. Oh, here we go. We got to go to the all black and white
Oh
everything.
no, yeah. Please, yes. Please go to the color board so we get some idea of what they look like here.
You know what?
23.
Hold on. I like darker jerseys more, so I'm going with the Maroons jersey.
I want to see
Montreal
what the Maroon
Maroons.
looked at.
So this one right here, I believe it is. It's literally maroon.
Let's
and
see
then
the vintage.
the Rangers one was the first one they started out with.
Yeah, let's see that one.
Time span. I think it was this one here. This one here is like a lighter blue again with the brown pants.
I kind of like that Rangers one. I'm
going Rangers, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch up. I really like...
I like that powder blue.
So I'm going to say that too. I'm going to say I
Yeah.
really like that Rangers jersey in the not
I
navy
like the
blue
giant
look.
knees on the goddamn shin pads.
Now that's some serious shot blocking, kids.
My God.
That was
There you
just
go.
extra newspaper.
I
Yes.
guess. Uh,
He had the Canadian Tire catalogs rolled up in that
Close
inside.
matchup, 53%
Ooh.
on this one.
Mm.
So we'll go to the next random showdown. Last one before we get to our pick'em segment. We'll get out of
Yep.
here. Last one. Be a strong. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Vintage
no.
Jets.
Vintage Jets. Vintage Jets. Vintage Jets. I don't like the mustard Winnie the Pooh styled ones. I don't. I like the Preds away jerseys. I like the color scheme in the away jerseys look good, but I don't like now. Sorry, vintage Jets, classic Jets.
John,
Damn it. This is another one.
This is the best list we could have done.
Like dead on. Like I could flip a coin on this one. I absolutely love the yellow that Nashville has brought into hockey. Because there weren't teams that really had that. Like I'm actually like part of me is really waiting for a team that comes out that's like our third jersey is slate gray with neon yellow Volt armbands or something. You know, like just something out there that like that you're gonna look at and be like. What was that? Latvia or
what's
Latvia? Do you remember the year that the Olympic qualifier tournament? I don't remember which team it was, but the goalie had like literally like Volt goalie pads because they matched the color of the jersey.
Is that Estonia?
Maybe it was a dark blue jersey that had the like Volt like sleeve bands on it, and I was like, that jersey is dope.
By the way, remember the Predators almost went all blue because they had this NASCAR inspired checkered jersey here,
and I liked that one. I liked that one. I did, and again,
so I'm gonna go that.
No, go ahead, Johnny.
I'm gonna go with the Jets, but I really, really like that Nashville jersey. Also,
I will agree. I like the jerseys. I like that they went the bright yellow rather than the mustard that they brought in with the thirds. I'm going to pick the Jets because that logo is a logo I love.
Yeah.
The silhouette of the Jet with the Winnipeg underneath. Classic jersey right there and classic logo right there.
Yeah.
Even though I do like the Baba Senza Jets jerseys a little bit better because I thought that the taper down the arm, like this whole stripe down the arm that they had, 2 New York Rangers, 2 Philly Flyers, everyone kind of had that racing stripe down the arm. I like the Baba Senza era with the red pants and the blue jerseys a little bit better, but this logo is second.
That logo, yeah.
Let's see what the result is. Oh, Jets in a runaway, 65.
Oh God, yeah.
30. It's like the amount of girls to guys at my old college, 65 to 35.
Like I said, I really like the Predators away jerseys. I really like those ones. It's just that's just too much yellow for me.
Too much junk in the trunk. All right, well, I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that too. Well, we should maybe
that was good.
Have that segment again
liked
next
that
week.
article a lot too. I don't think that was a foul tip. That may have been like the end of like Little Big League where they ran that like hidden ball trick thing. Maybe
that was a bloop single that scored one.
Did you already do the Whalers?
Oh, should we do a Whalers one real quick?
Yeah, let's do a Whalers one.
Is that why Hudson's crying?
Yeah.
Let me.
That's why.
Yeah. Where's
if only we figured out the reason, that would be fantastic.
That's why.
Where's the whale?
I'm gonna find where
right now.
I'm gonna find where they're prompting me. Of course. Why would they freaking? They're not, because usually like after a while after randoms they'll prompt you with. All right. So here we go. Hartford Whalers. Now, which Hartford Whaler do we want? Do we want the green? Oh, they only give the one. The 79 to 92.
That's the one we want.
They said the hell with that blue one. We're gonna go ahead and hit this up here. Oh, here we go. Vintage.
Oh,
Whalers.
That's tough.
Dynasty Islanders.
Oh my God. Oh, that's tough because I love both of those.
There's zero chance that this is random.
Oh man.
There's no chance this is random.
Oh man, that's hard. Johnny, you want to start off with this? I gotta. Sorry, I didn't mean to pass the ball, but that's tough.
So you might have more background on this. I am going to go with the Whalers. And the reason that I go with the Whalers is because that jersey still haunts me every Easter.
Wow.
Oh, wow. But it's
not
it's
the
tough.
Whalers jersey, the Islanders.
The Islanders. Yes, I get you. The Islanders one. Yeah, I love the Islanders one. That vintage. Yeah, they should go back to that. And stay with that. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta give the edge to the Whalers because I love that logo. And again, another team, you put, hey, good use of green.
Yep.
Good use of green again. But that logo, that is one of the greatest logos, not just in hockey history, in sports history. That logo is fantastic.
And it's one of the logos that has the hidden meaning because of the H in between the whale tail and the W.
Exactly. It's just there's just so many good things going on in that logo. It's
Mark, are we taking a clean sweep on this one?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for Mark. We're doing a clean sweep on this one. So we'll take this Whalers. We'll see the random, and then we'll check the leaderboard real quick before we get out of here. 72-28.
Oh, yeah. No
it's a
question.
runaway.
Yeah.
Here's our leaderboard.
Okay.
Leaderboard right now. Top slot.
Wow. And Buffalo.
Oh, old school Sabres.
Old school. Yeah, definitely old school Sabres.
Who's the this is the top 10. The vintage Whalers.
Yeah. Vintage Whalers.
Nordiques.
The original Mighty Ducks. Okay.
Yeah. Quebec. Chicago, the old school Stars, the Red Wings from 61, the Oilers from 79, the newer Jets of the old Jets.
That's the only one I have a problem with.
And then the Canadians.
Yeah, round out to the top 10.
Top 10 leaderboard.
I will definitely say that Hasek jersey might be the best hockey jersey I've ever bought.
Yeah.
And it took a while in order for me to get it.
You were going to walk away from it, and I told you, I said, if you do, you're going to regret it, buddy.
Exactly. And if they still have it up next week, we will do it again.
That was
if
fun.
If they still have it up next week, they might want to call a doctor.
No,
come on, doctor. But yeah, that was enjoyable.
Let me actually check the media site to see. By the way, we're doing Pick'em right now. It'll be ECHL this week. Last week, I won the Pick'em.
Hey,
your boy. 11. My boy Johnny had 7.
No.
Lyle had 4. Mark had a single. He got a rouge. For the year, I'm at 50. Johnny's at 47. Lyle's at 39. Mark at a single 28. All right. The Eckel this week, and we'll start off with Mark with the C. I don't know if he. I can't. Let me get a. Wait, no, he is there. Mark is there. He's looking at the.
I am
Eccles.
here. I don't have the teams in front of me. Who should I pick, Hudson?
There's not a Hudson.
Now you're going to be quiet. While I bring up the East. Oh, there we go. All right. The Whalers. Is there a Whalers? No. Okay.
No, close. Not really close.
All right. So let's go here. Let's see. There's a Railers. Let's go with the Worcester Railers. That's close enough.
The Railers. Worcester.
The Worcester Railers.
The Railers. All right, Lyle, you are up.
Well, of course, I have to stick with my wrestling theme, and I am going to go with the Rapid City. What a rush!
Hudson did not like that pick.
I know.
Oh my God,
that was awesome, actually.
Thank you,
Johnny.
I'm gonna pick a team that I didn't realize was the same. I'm not sure. I don't think I caught this one last time. I'm gonna go with the Quad City Mallards. 8 characters in Quad City, 8 characters in Mallards.
Well done, sir.
And the newest ECHL team has announced their logo. The Mariners of Maine will be starting next season.
The Maine Mariners. What do they got? What do we got?
Here we go. Your Maine Mariners with
I like that.
M and a trident that makes the E.
I like that.
Obviously, it's going to be a great team. Ken Griffey, a little
fantastic.
Jay Buhner, some Edgar Martinez.
They're
Randy
loaded.
Johnson in his prime.
Oh,
my God.
I'm telling you.
Randy Johnson's there. Ken Phelps will be there before he gets traded. And Steinbrenner loves Phelps' bat, so he loves that. I am going to go. My God Almighty. I'm going to go far out west. I'm going to go for the Western team, the Westernest team, and Johnny's boys.
My boys.
On the blue turf, the Boise, Idaho Steelheads.
There you go.
Because you not the hoe, Idaho. Don't know what that meant. There we go.
You know how
Idaho.
awesome it would be if they had blue ice. If they painted the underneath the ice blue.
That'd be great.
They also had blue ice. I'll in on that.
Land on that. All right. Lyle, thank you. It's been fun. It's been great. It's been real great fun.
As always, guys.
And we will talk to you again next
We were on fire tonight.
Fantastic.
Not literally, because that would be bad.
Yeah. Talk to you guys next week. Have a good one. See you next week, hopefully, Hudson.
There you go. Lowrich, InspectorsHockey.net, thehockeynews.com, PI Guardian, and Bleacher Report for Johnny. Get us some shout outs and get us out of here.
Shout outs live chat as normal. Good group. People talking to themselves. Sorry I couldn't see half of it. That's what happens when I sit this far away. I have a shout out to Sharks and Dolphins. Both. I mean, I'm sure that they can live together in the same house. And yeah. Think I'm good. Think I'm good with that.
All right, sounds good. Did you see we had a new Facebook like, by the way?
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
I missed that. Who is it?
Okay. I will have to look that up for my shout out. So, Mark, do you have anything?
Shout out to Phillips Event pacifiers. Those things are great. I could use more of those because they work great for now. Because he's not crying for now. So right now they work great.
Now,
also,
hey,
Google
shout out your
Mini.
mic. My God,
yeah, shout out
fantastic.
to the mic.
Shout out to the mic that didn't screw up this week. That's awesome. And I got a Google Home Mini.
Oh, that doesn't look like a hockey puck though. Mine looks like a hockey puck.
Yes, it doesn't. I haven't unpacked mine yet. That'll be in a sec. It's a white disc, not a black disc.
Don't be
So,
racist.
Yeah, yours probably works faster than mine.
It's faster.
All right, I'm out.
Bye, buddy.
We're out.
We out. All right, there he goes. There he goes. Bye, guys. The shout out for me. Harry Smith is our like on Facebook, not the former wrestler, or the current wrestler Harry Smith who works in Japan. In any case, there's that. Also, I'd like to thank, of course, everyone who donated to our Patreon, patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow. You guys are great. If you guys can check it out, see what you can give. If you can give a lot, if you're great. If you can't give a lot, that's great too. Just pass it along. And yeah, we'll give you shout outs each and every time you hit the Patreon list. Like our buddies Rob, Mark, Trista, Ethan, Chris, Mitch, Angela, and I guess too, Sean. Great bunch of people supporting us, and we're helping us get more stuff out there. And the Q&A, including the Face Off Hockey Show quiz, will be posted here soon. So enjoy that. Other than that, I really got nothing. I got another day off tomorrow. I had 2 days off in a row. It's gonna be fantastic. Going down to Fargo this weekend to see Christopher Titus, so that should be a fun time. So yeah. That's it. That's all. For Johnny P. Mark with a C, Gen HL History Girl, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. Has been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. Also, blogtalkradio.com. Check us out on the Twitter, Face Off HCKY Show, and Facebook, FOHS Radio. Be like Harry, and you can get yourself a shout out on the show as well. So there you go, kids. That's it. That's all. Until next week. Peace.